Today, I thought I would share with you the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. And now it has actually expanded to multiverse theories as well. And this interpretation of quantum mechanics actually has now become the most popular interpretation. There are others, including the original Copenhagen interpretation. But I want to share the many worlds interpretation and relate it to consciousness. So let's try. Okay. The many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics is actually very fascinating and also has been very controversial. It was first proposed by Hugh Everett III in 1957. And it suggests that all possible outcomes of quantum measurements actually occur, each in its own separate parallel universe. The interpretation challenges the traditional view of a single objective reality and offers an alternative to the Copenhagen interpretation, which involves the collapse of the wave function. So here are the key concepts of the many worlds interpretation. According to the many worlds interpretation, every quantum event results in a branching of the universe into multiple non-communicating parallel worlds, non-communicating. For instance, if a quantum event has two possible outcomes, the universe splits into two, with each outcome realized in one of the resulting universes. Unlike the Copenhagen interpretation, which posits that the wave function collapses to a single outcome upon measurement, many worlds interpretation maintains that the new wave function never collapses. That the wave function, not the new wave function, the wave function never collapses. Instead, all outcomes are realized in different branches of the universe, thus eliminating the need for a special role of the observer or measurement in determining reality. Of course, the observer as consciousness is involved in creating the theory. Never mind that. So many worlds interpretation is deterministic, meaning the evolution of the universe is governed by the Schrödinger equation without any randomness or external intervention. It is also local in the sense that it does not require any spooky action at a distance or non-local interactions. Interesting that all these theories are mathematically supported, even though they might contradict each other. What are the philosophical implications of this? Many worlds interpretation radically alters our understanding of reality, suggesting that there are countless versions of ourselves living out every possible scenario. This raises philosophical questions about identity, free will, and the nature of consciousness. Somewhere here I have a book by Sean Carroll when he was at Caltech called Something Deeply Hidden, somewhere here. And then I interviewed him on YouTube. You can find interview with Sean Carroll, where he said exactly this, that there are basically countless versions of ourselves. While many worlds interpretation is mathematically consistent with quantum mechanics, it is difficult to test or falsify, which places it more in the realm of philosophical interpretations rather than empirical science. But yeah, as I told you, Sean Carroll and many others believe that that is the right interpretation. Critics argue that the notion of countless parallel universes is extravagant and lacks direct evidence. Nevertheless, if fundamental reality is infinite, then as infinite possibilities, why not? That's my question, my comment on that. Some physicists argue that many worlds interpretation is the simplest way to interpret quantum mechanics because it does not require additional postulates like wave function collapse. However, others find the idea of an infinite number of universes to be unnecessarily complex. Okay, so much for that. But, once again, if the ground of creation or ground of the universe is infinite, 0-point energy field, then yeah, it could have infinite manifestations. So I have no problem with that. But now here is what I want you to think about, and that now we're coming to it as from the consciousness perspective. And this consciousness perspective would say that every object and every person you encounter is a unique history of the universe. So let us look at cosmological and biological evolution and the experience of our ancestors, which suggests that a version of the universe exists in each of us. So the multiverse is the multiverse of consciousness. Let's explore that, okay? Every object and every person is a unique history of the universe. This can be explored through the lens of cosmological evolution, biological evolution, and the influence of ancestral experiences. So the idea I'm suggesting posits that each individual is a culmination of both universal and personal histories. So universal history is common to us. Personal history is unique to us, shaped by cosmic events, evolutionary processes, and ancestral experiences. When you look at cosmological evolution, the universe's history is marked by significant events and processes that have shaped its current state. The Big Bang, occurring approximately 13.8 billion years ago, set the stage of the universe's expansion and the formation of matter. Following the Big Bang, cosmic inflation rapidly expanded the universe, creating the conditions necessary for formation of galaxies, stars, and planets. The formation of elements through nucleosynthesis and the subsequent development of stars and galaxies illustrates the universe's dynamic evolution. This cosmic history is embedded in every atom and molecule, linking each object and person to the universe's broader, expanded narrative. Then you look at biological evolution, which provides a framework for understanding the development and diversity of life on Earth. The fossil record, anatomical similarities, and molecular biology all provide evidence of evolution, demonstrating how species have changed and diversified over time. Evolutionary processes such as natural selection, genetic drift have shaped the genetic makeup of populations, leading to the emergence of new species and adaptations. This evolutionary history is encoded in the DNA of every living organism, including you and me, linking individuals to a lineage that stretches back millions of years. And now we come to ancestral influences and epigenetics. The experience of our ancestors also, of course, obviously, play a crucial role in shaping who we are today. Epigenetic inheritance suggests that environmental factors and experiences can influence gene expression and be passed down through generations. This means that we have the experience of our ancestors embedded in our biology. Okay. This, of course, challenges the conventional view, but it has now been shown to be scientifically true. Research has shown that traumatic experiences such as those endured by Holocaust victims and survivors can lead to epigenetic changes in their offspring, affecting their mental health and behavior. This intergenerational transmission of experiences underscores the deep connection between individuals and their ancestral past. So here is what I propose: a multiverse of consciousness. The idea that consciousness is connected to a multiverse of possibilities suggests that each individual is a part of a broader tapestry of experiences and realities. The many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics posits that every quantum event results in a branching of the universe into multiple realities, each containing different versions of ourselves. While this interpretation is primarily theoretical, it invites us to consider the possibility that our consciousness is intertwined with the multitude of potential experiences and outcomes. So, what I'm proposing is that every object and person is a unique history of the universe, and this is supported by scientific evidence from cosmology, biology, and epigenetics. Each individual is a product of cosmic events, evolutionary processes, and ancestral influences, creating a complex and intertwined web of histories, multiple histories, and a common history. This perspective not only enriches our understanding of ourselves and the universe, but also highlights the profound connections that bind us to the past and to each other. So, who are you? You are a universe unto itself in a multiverse of universes, all embodied in you and ultimately in every object. It's mind-boggling if you think about it, but I think that's the only way to understand the infinite, which, as I've said, sometimes I've said is incomprehensible, but then you have all this mathematics that gives you at least a model to think about reality, which, as I've said many times before, is not only stranger than we think it is, it's stranger than we can think. We have not evolved to the level where we can understand ourselves as one version of an infinite multiverse. But that's you, that's me. And it's great because then in this model, birth and death and all those things are just transition points, data points in the multiverse of experience. Once again, birth, death, transitions, all data points in the continued evolution of consciousness, which is who we are, which is who we are. Thank you.